everybody, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video because I have some really fun stuff to share with you guys that I was not expecting, to be honest. So you guys may already know that we went to Disney in May. We always go to Disney every May, and if I could go twice a year, I would. Last year we did get to go twice for the year, but normally it's just the once, and normally it's in May. So we had a great trip. I did a Disney recap video as well if you want to see that. But today I'm going to be talking about SeaWorld and our first experience with SeaWorld in Orlando. I've never been to SeaWorld before, and we did take one day of our trip this year to go there. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys kind of what I thought about it, my initial thoughts before we actually went, and then what I really thought once we were there. So if you want to hear my thoughts and our trip experience at SeaWorld Orlando, then stay tuned. Okay, so like I said, I've never been to SeaWorld that I know of. My mom said that we've been, but I do not remember that whatsoever. I love dolphins. They have always been one of my favorite animals. I feel like, other than the fact that I'm afraid of water and I don't think I can swim, if I could be an animal, I would be a dolphin because I just feel like I have that personality. They're very playful, they can be serious when they need to be, and they can be like tough when they need to be, but otherwise they're like frolicking around and being all crazy and making squeaky noises, and that is so me. So if I was going to be an animal, I know I'd be a dolphin. And so I've always really loved them, and I really wanted to go and see them. And a couple years ago, we actually had made plans to go to Discovery Cove, which is owned by SeaWorld, where you can actually swim with a dolphin. But our youngest at the time was, I think, 4 or 5, and I was really worried that, having never even been in a swimming pool at that point, that she'd be afraid to get in the water and we would waste all that money and not get to have a good time. So I canceled that. And we are planning to do that at some point in the future. But this trip was just kind of like seeing these amazing animals, you know, close up, in person, and all that stuff. And I know they have rides there as well. So really wanted to go to SeaWorld. And so we did take a day from our Disney trip to go to SeaWorld, which is really close to Disney World, which is really nice. And to be honest, looking around the website and watching a couple of the videos that I saw on YouTube about SeaWorld, I really thought that it was going to be a one-day park, that we would get everything done in one day that we wanted to and just kind of, you know, just be done in one day. But I was really wrong, and my husband said the same thing. Like, we were really surprised at, even though they don't have as many rides as Disney, they really only have a couple rides, not in the water park area, but like the actual SeaWorld park. They really only have a couple rides, but there is still so much to do that you definitely could really take at least 2 days to do everything, because there's so many shows that you're going to want to see that if you're doing all the shows, you're not really going to have time to go and wait in line and ride some of their rides. So we really didn't even ride or attempt to ride anything because we knew our top priority was the shows. We wanted to see the killer whales. We wanted to see the dolphins. We wanted to see the seals and, you know, kind of look around at the animals they have just kind of around the park. We knew we couldn't do that if we were waiting in line for rides. So definitely, if you have the time, it is definitely a 2-day park if you're interested in seeing all of the great shows that they have, which I highly recommend. So being that I love dolphins and obsessed with dolphins, that was our first stop, was to head to the Dolphin Nursery, which is kind of an outdoor area where they have a couple of dolphins kind of in this little pool. They had a couple different viewing areas. They had obviously the one where you could look down into the water, and then they had some like almost porthole kind of things built into the side of the swimming pool where the kids or whoever could get down in those little holes and see the animals from underwater, which was really fun. So basically what happened was, and I'll tell you the story and you can yell at me if you want, my oldest daughter had, both girls have a little portable neck fan that hangs around their neck. Well, my oldest daughter was standing by the water. There's like a big brick wall, and she was tapping her fan on the wall to try to get a dolphin's attention. So she's just tapping her fan on the wall. It wasn't about to fall in or anything, but all of a sudden the dolphin started coming over to us and like jumping up, which we learned is called spyhopping, when they kind of like just raise up out of the water to kind of peek and see what's going on. Okay, stop for a minute. We're just trying to mute your noise.
Oh!
Okay, like it sounds like something. Like a dolphin. Come on, you know you want to know what it is. Oh, he passed you. He's confused. He's checking it out. Here comes the other one. Do it again. They're all coming to come on.
He's looking. He's like, what is that?
Oh.
Welcome everyone, I'm at Dolphin Nursery here in SeaWorld Orlando. My name is Hannah, I'm one of the educators of the park. Some safety guidelines for this exhibit: please keep all your belongings on this side of the wall because these animals are very playful. They will take your phone and will end up at the bottom of the pool. So please keep it on this side of the wall and this side of the glass.
They started like coming over to us, looking at us, squeaking and making all these cute little sounds. And I was like flipping out because it was so cute and I was not expecting them to do that. So that went on for a while. Unfortunately, every time my husband turned the phone off, like that's when they started doing it. So we only got a little short clip of that before the lady that worked there told us not to do that. So I was like, okay. After that though, we were like, we have got to be closer to these dolphins. We've got to do one of their like behind the scenes kind of dolphin encounters because we really wanted to spend some time with those dolphins. So we left that area. We went over to the animal experiences like desk area because I knew that you could pay extra and have a couple different options of animal experiences. I believe there were 3 with the dolphins. There was one that was around $25, I think. There was one that was around $40-something, and there was one that was quite a bit more expensive. So we chose the second option, which was going behind the gate, being able to pet the dolphin, work with one of the trainers, do some commands with it, and we were going to be able to like give it a kiss, not on the face, but like they give it on your hand, and kind of just spend some more time. I think it was around 25 or 30 minutes that we got to spend with the dolphin with that medium package. So we did that for all 4 of us, and it was probably some of the best money I've ever spent. I have never seen my girls happier, and it was an incredible experience because they pair you off with a trainer. So depending on how many people are in your time, like they give you a time to go back and meet with the trainer. And while we were waiting for our time for that, we actually walked over to the Orca outdoor stadium kind of theater, and we watched the killer whale show, which was incredible to see these amazing killer whales and just how massive they are. Of course, we did not sit in a splash zone because I did not want to get wet. I don't like getting wet, so we didn't sit in the splash zone. But those people that sat in the splash zone, like they got soaked because these killer whales are like splashing and flipping all this water. So it was really funny to watch other people get wet, but I didn't want to get wet. So we sat a little bit farther back, but it was an incredible show. It was really, really entertaining, and I'm so amazed by nature and these animals. So that was really fun, and by the time that was over, it was time to go back for our dolphin experience back at the Dolphin Nursery where we had first started. So basically, depending on how many people are in your time slot, they'll kind of put you in groups, and then each group has their own dolphin trainer that will work with you and the dolphin for your session. So that was really fun because he gave us several commands to give to our dolphin, which was the grandmother dolphin. She was a whopping 28 years old, but she was the grandmother in the water because she had her daughter and her grandchildren in that same kind of area. So she was the grandmother. Her name was Dash, and she was adorable. They're so smart. It's like amazing to me how smart these animals are. We got to pet her, we got to rub her belly, we got to touch her fin, we got to pick between a kiss on the hand or like dancing with her where you kind of hold her little flippers. So we all chose the kiss. Me and the girls chose the kiss on her hand. My husband chose the dance. And it was an incredible experience. They told us that we would get wet, and I was like, oh, it'll just be like a gentle splashing because, you know, she might flip us or something. No, like she did it on purpose. There was a couple things that he told her to do where she just like starts doing this and there's water flying everywhere. And so in all my attempts to stay dry during the killer whale show, I still got wet during the dolphin encounter, but it was okay. It was really, really fun, and it's one of those experiences that you are going to remember forever. And especially for somebody who loves dolphins like I do, I just could not get enough of her. We weren't allowed to touch her face. So I really, really wanted to like put my hands on each side of her face and just kiss her like right on the snout. But we weren't allowed to do that, but I'll settle for a kiss on the hand. That was really cute. And if you didn't know this about dolphins, this is something we learned. Dolphins are mammals, which of course I knew that. But I always wondered how they are mammals because mammals have hair. That's one of the kind of traits of a mammal. But dolphins don't have hair. But they actually do. When they're born, they come out with a mustache. And so if you looked really close at her, you could actually see the follicles that were still around her nose. where she used to have a mustache, which is pretty funny. If you needed to know why a dolphin is technically a mammal, they have a mustache when they're born. So that was really funny. And we just had a great time with her, and they did take pictures for us. Each group had their own photographer, which was on the other side of the pool. So she took pictures of us and the girls, and their smiles were like priceless. I mean, every penny we spent on the dolphin encounter plus then some was worth it to get those smiles on camera, because like my husband said, he had never seen them any happier. That is an extra expense on top of the dolphin encounter. That's not included in the price to meet the dolphin. So that was a little bit of a bummer because I was hoping it was included, but it's okay. It wasn't too terrible as far as like pictures go. So that was really nice. And we have those now forever to be able to look back on. So highly, highly, highly recommend some type of animal experience when you're at SeaWorld, because it's really going to be an experience for you that is enriching and engaging and educational, and something that really adds value and memories to your trip. So we love that. Cannot say enough good things about that. Even though I was not planning to do that when we got there, it was worth every penny. And then like I said, we do plan on sometime down the road going to Discovery Cove and paying, you know, it's quite a bit more expensive than what we did on this day at SeaWorld, but still, to go there one day, you spend the entire day there. There's other fish and wildlife and animals you can see too, but then you also get to swim with the dolphins. So that is something that we will hopefully do in the future. I'll keep you guys posted on that. And if you guys have ever done it, let me know like how your experience was, if you liked it, if you'd recommend it, because I really, really want to do that. I thought it was really fun too, because the girls are really into the Disney pin trading at the parks. And I was really excited to see that SeaWorld actually has their own pins that you can collect or trade. And they had some really cute ones. So that was really fun. They also have their own pressed penny machines like they do at Disney World, because the girls have a pressed penny collection from Disney World. So I know my youngest got at least one, if not two pennies there. I'm not sure if my older daughter did or not, but it's just really fun to have those little mementos that even if you typically go to Disney, to add these to your collection to remember your trip to SeaWorld. The only thing that I would say that was negative about our trip to SeaWorld was the restaurant that we went to. As far as food value-wise, I mean, you know, it's a theme park, so pretty much all of it's going to be expensive, and it may or may not be worth it. That's kind of the case at whatever theme park you go to. But the only thing I thought was an issue was it was really dirty in the restaurant that we went to. The chairs were literally black on the outside of them. So that is definitely something that I feel like they need to address. I realize that they can't possibly be out there like wiping every chair whenever someone leaves, but considering how dirty the chairs were, that has been there for quite a while. That would not be something that would happen in a couple days or even a couple weeks probably. So that would be my only suggestion, was, you know, for them to make sure they're taking care of their dining, you know, their dining areas. And that was just the one restaurant. We didn't go in any of the other ones, so I don't know if they're all like that or if it's just the one that we went to, but the one we were at was pretty gross. But other than that, the park was really clean. I didn't see any trash or anything laying around. It's really cute the way it's laid out. They have a nice map where you can look on the front, and on the back it has all the show times. So even in our best attempt to get everything done that we wanted to in the one day, we really didn't get to. The park closed at 6 o'clock. So we didn't get to do the seal show, which I really wanted to do. That was the other show I really wanted to see. There was also a couple other animal experiences that we didn't get to do because we did do the dolphin encounter, which took up a little bit of time. We did go into the aquarium that they have there. We did eat. We went to the Dolphin Nursery and spent some time there. Went to the killer whale show. So we got a lot done, but we didn't get as much done as we really wanted to. So like I said, it really could very easily be an at least 2-day park that you would need to go to for 2 days to be able to get everything done. So had a great time. These memories of seeing and being with this dolphin are going to be something that we're going to all like remember and cherish forever. And so I just really want to share with you guys, in case you're Disney people like us and you never ventured out to any of the other parks. Like last year, went to Universal. I wasn't too thrilled about Universal, but we did love SeaWorld. It was a great time, and I think it's a great place to go when you're in the Orlando area. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you guys have been to SeaWorld, what your experience has been, what your favorite ride or attraction or show is there. I'd be really interested to know, because we probably will go back at some time in the future. So definitely let me know your suggestions and comments and thoughts in the description box. Make sure you check out my Disney playlist. I will have every Disney video ever made in that playlist. So if you are planning a trip to Orlando and you're thinking of Disney or you're thinking of SeaWorld, all of those videos will be in that playlist for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.